So what we're going to do today is build an app with Google Assistant, and Google Assistant is basically the program that allows you to have a conversation with Google. It is integrated with products like Google Home or Google Mini, and those are the smart speakers that allow you to use Google Assistant. But they've also integrated Google Assistant with smartphones, and also with Android Wear and Android Auto and other Google Assistant compatible products. And so to begin using Google Assistant, you would invoke your action like saying the phrase, "Okay Google, talk to," and then the name of your app. And that tells Google the name of the action that it's going to talk to. So we're going to begin by going to Actions on Google, and if you're logged in to Google already, you're going to click Go to Actions, and what you're going to see is an area where you can add or import a project. That's the first thing that you need to do. And you're going to agree to the policies, and you'll need to create a new project name. So we're going to do a trivia game. And you enter a name for your project and click Create Project. And this is going to take you to a page where you'll be able to design your application, and you'll be able to tell how your application is invoked by the user, what words they use to start it. So what Google has done is they have given you some ready-made templates that you can use, and you see they have different templates available for different categories of applications like games and fun. If you want to write an app to control your home appliances, also some for business, shopping, food. What we're going to do is we're going to begin by using one of the ready-made templates. Actions SDK is a way that you can control the design of your conversation. It's a little bit more complicated, but you can create a better conversational experience by using Actions SDK. And there's also API.ai, which is the platform that enhances the conversational user experience, and so it helps you talk to the Google AI in a way that it can understand you better. So you can use the API.ai to teach the assistant how to understand things like synonyms and context, so your conversation is more natural. And you would do things like type in examples of the types of things that a user might speak, and you can specify what values you need to get from the user, and then it uses machine learning to understand sentences and manage the conversation. We're not going to do anything quite that difficult. What we're going to do is just use the template, and when you do that you get some options. So we're doing a trivia game, and so we're going to click Trivia, but you also have Personality Quiz and Flashcards. What this is going to do is it's going to allow you to create the invocation, such as "Okay Google" or "Hey Google" or "Hey Google, talk to." We're going to build the actions. It'll allow you to test how it looks on different devices like a smartphone or another device that has Google Assistant enabled. And the personality is basically specifying whether you want a female, male, or robot voice. So what we're going to do is we're going to build out our actions first, and we need to select a personality. So I'm going to go ahead and select Mr. Montgomery. Click Next, and then what we're going to have to do is fill out a Google Sheet with our content. And so this has things like the questions that will be asked and the correct answers, or if you're doing multiple guesses, the choices. So what I'm going to do is make a copy of a pre-filled Google Sheet for editing. And you'll see it basically gives you a trivia game, and it's arranged by columns. So the first column is the question. Column B is going to be what the correct answer is. So if the user answers, how long is a chameleon's tongue? 10 inches, that's going to be the correct answer. If they don't answer whatever is in column B, that's going to be a wrong answer. And this is going to be a multiple choice. So 7 inches is wrong and 16 inches is wrong. It's going to randomize the order of these. So answer A is not always going to be the correct answer. When this is when the user plays the trivia quiz, sometimes whatever's in column B is going to be answer number C or answer number B. And then there's a follow-up. So after the user answers the question, it's going to follow up with more information about whatever the topic is. So you can see how long is a chameleon's tongue, and it says on average it's roughly twice the length of its body. So it gives you a little bit more information. And you can also do true and false questions as well. Okay, so what we're going to do, you have to share, you have to get the link to share this. So we're going to copy that link. And you're going to have to connect the sheet. So what you do is you paste in the link for the trivia quiz, and then you're going to connect it by clicking upload, and then Google has to validate this. So it's going to tell you that it was uploaded successfully, but the app isn't live yet. At this point now we have to create the app. And then once that's finished, you'll get a button where you can test your actions. So what we're going to do right now is this will give us a simulator, and we can simulate this using a phone, a speaker, or a smart display. So let's go ahead, we'll just use the phone part. And I'm going to click Talk to my test app. And so what you see right here is the question that's going to be asked. And this is what the assistant is going to speak to the user. And you would either speak the answer, or you can on your smartphone just tap on the correct answer. So I'm going to say Ian Fleming, and it's either going to tell me I'm right or wrong. And then it'll give me the second question. So the second question, which of the states is farther west? So I'm going to go ahead and do Nebraska, which is a wrong answer. It's going to beep at me and tell me I got the answer wrong. And then it's going to ask me another question. So if I've got one of the products that has the smart display, I can actually switch over and take a look at how that's going to look in the smart display. You can add images and things like that in here. We're just doing a very simple one. And let's see, it says you can't use Google Assistant features in the simulator. Okay, so that won't work, so we'll just simulate the thing using the phone. You can go through and edit the audio. There's a way to do that. You can edit the responses. Alright, so at this point, what we're going to do is set up the invocation. So, right here, you're going to enter the name of the application. So when users want to open it, they would say something like, "Hey Google, talk to," and it's going to be whatever you enter in this field. So I'm just going to call this Jim's Trivia Game. And the voice, I'm going to actually switch over to a male voice, and I'm going to go ahead and save that. And here, you can click to hear the pronunciation of the name of your app, and you can modify it if it doesn't sound right. So the way that users find your application is they can actually use the Actions directory, and this has a list of all of the different actions that people have created for Google Assistant. And you can do that either online, or you can obviously do this on your phone as well. So right here they have a search box, and you can search for applications. They have different categories, so you've got games and fun, and you can search for different applications like riddle rooms, lucky trivia, animal trivia, common sense. These are things that apps that people created. And you can see they have a whole bunch of different categories. Restaurant recommendations. They also have some that are commercial, that are done by companies. So if I type in our app, Colloquium 2991, you see that it's a quiz app, and the name of it is Colloquium Quiz. And I can open it up right here. It gives me more information. So it says this is a review of topics covered in the Gordon State College Colloquium course. It can be used as a review of what we learned in class and a study aid for the final exam. These are all the available devices that it can be used with. So you can use this on Android watches and TVs, Google Home, phones, headphones, Chromebooks, smart devices, Android 6.0. And also it works with Android Auto, so you can do this in your car. One thing that you will probably want to do is create a privacy policy. And the policy that we have for this app is basically saying that it was developed by Dorothy W. Hightower Library, and we're not collecting any personally identifying information from our users. So you can make these apps divulge information about users to make to offer more features and make the thing more interactive. But we don't do that. We're not collecting any information. So that's basically what that policy is saying. The documentation that tells you how to build the application and configure this.